The question was, you're a beginner, you don't have real users to conduct interview with them. So my research is based on online user reviews and comparative analysis. Well, so those two kind of research, like reading reviews, comparative analysis, look at other apps and all that, those are still or reading research paper. Those are still research, but of course that's a part of the research separated from the real user interaction, which is also valuable. So since you have had experience with those already, then of course I recommend you to like really talk to the end users or any users that are as close to the end users as possible, to do a simple user testing. One way to do that is you can literally test with anybody that's not you. So people who are in the company, just grab a few of them. Hey, can I do a user testing? Maybe take 20-30 minutes. That you can start to test with at least real human beings. That way to catch some of the usability issues and designer bias. So that's not too complicated. So if you can do that in this internship, I recommend it so that you can have a more comprehensive package of your project. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Feel free to add more to the question. Hi Vignesh, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. And your question is about resume. Should I have a creative resume on Figma or something that's more ATS friendly? They make it in a Word doc or Google Doc. Okay. I have heard about ATS for a long time. I still don't know how rigorously companies are implementing it. My resume, I don't even read the guidelines for ATS. I just do what I think is right, what I think is important, with a lot of iterations and showing to people, applying to companies, and see the feedbacks I get and just keep iterating it. So, short answer, you don't have to do it on Google Doc or Word. But if you have only one day to do it, that might be a good idea to have just use the Google Doc template and get it out the door. But if you have time, you can spend some time craft it nicely. But again, the visual of it is not the most important thing. It's the content. Do you have enough experience? Do you know those tools? Do you have those skills? And do you have does your resume, everything combined, shows that you are a good fit to the role? So the content of the resume will be showing the hiring manager that you might be qualifying for the role. That's when they will start to look into your portfolio. So resume is just the first step into it. And they will not really assess your creativity on the resume level. But that doesn't mean that the layout, the visual can be terrible. But you don't have to spend too much time on the creative side of the resume compared to your portfolio. So that's my take. If you don't want to spend too much time on it, ATS friendly Google Doc resume, it will work fine as long as you have enough experiences to back you up. Okay, back to Richbeth. In this internship, they don't allow us to interview users, only senior designers, and conducting research interviews. That is very strange. So I will try to work with the senior designers and maybe do research with them. It's actually also good to get more clarity on why interns cannot conduct user interviews. And I'm guessing user interviews you're talking about here are external users, so they actually pay and recruit. There might be a cost barrier there. They don't want to spend too much on interns, so like resource strapped. But like I said, you can grab people in the office. You don't have to pay extra. The company doesn't have to pay extra for it. You will still get some real data from that. um, but in any means, if anything doesn't work, I recommend you to join the senior designer to those research sessions just to observe and see how they do it, so you can learn from observation. 30% research, 70% UI. That is actually a pretty good breakdown, I would say, because designers should do the design, not the research, in my opinion. My ideal role is I would want to spend all my time crafting a design, not to do other things, research or product strategy. Um, but depending on the role, it will be different. So your 30-70 breakdown it looks good to me actually. Okay, Vignesh, would it be better to apply to a grad program, or would it be better to do 3 internships in the same time frame? Something HCI, not a grad. This is an interesting question because now now you're deciding between grad school and internships. I would say short answer, pick the internships because those are real world experiences. Grad school is not. Unless your grad program is like a strong research institute, you know you're going to do a lot of real academic research, write papers, publish them, go to conferences. Those are closer to real life experiences, and you will get credibilities from it because your name will be on the paper, you'll be presenting in conferences, you can network and meet other people. But hi, Betty. But the internships are literally the industry experiences that you can get as close you can get as from a student, unless you work part time as a designer. So if I would choose 3 internships, but that's also assuming that I will have 3 internships. So if you know you will have those 3 internships lined up back to back, that is a really nice package to have on your resume. Real life experiences you have, knowing how to work with other counterpartners. But at the same time, I will ask, why not do both? If you want to do a master's to begin with, if you want to do more research to begin with, that's like one reason I go to grad school. I want to study that subject that I don't get a chance to study in undergrad. So maybe you can do a co-op program in grad school, so you do a semester school, and then internship, back to school, and then internship again. Yeah, does that make sense? Let me know if you have more specific things you want to ask about that one. So we're getting closer to the end, but I will follow up with. Oh, I already finished that one with Wishcraft. Betty, hello. If you have one last question you want to drop, I can answer that before I hop off. So you have the floor. See, on the topic of schools, what are some courses that can help a person as a product designer? There are many courses. Let me see where I can go. So, there are a few courses, core courses. Well, I guess you don't have to think about it as courses, but the topic that you need to learn. So, if you are brand new to the design world when you're in school and you have a design program, they should structure it pretty well for you, otherwise the school fails. But if you on a different major or just go into it, a few courses that jumped to my mind for me was really understanding design process and user research and interface evaluation, like how to do research, what are the methodologies, how to use qualitative and quantitative data to back it. And then, so process, research, and the last part is actually execution, but you don't get that course in many places. So you might need to take really specific graphic design courses to understand the principles, like high level, and then have a lot of practice in putting together UIs, putting together interfaces in Figma, in Sketch, Photoshop, Illustrator. So those are three core things for a designer. Of course, if I have to add another one, what is a product? What is the business side of a company for design? Because ultimately, it's a product designer role. What is the product part? Design can be you can get everything from design process, user research, and execution. But the product side is another thing that you need to get. So hope to answer that question. And questions keep coming up. Okay, I'll try to go fast on this one then. Anyway, to contact me, email ID. Oh, that's Richbeth. Let me see. So you can always shoot me an email at justinevlogger@gmail.com. But I might direct you, if you want a portfolio review of some sort, I will direct you to my portfolio series so that you'll follow the same process as everybody else to get your work review, just to be fair. But I'm happy to review. So we can follow up on an email if you want to shoot me an email. And Betty, what areas of product design do you think will be relevant in the future cases? There are a lot of layoffs, so designers have few. Yeah, that's a good question. I should make a video to cover that. This question comes up in my second UX live stream, so I will try to tie things together. But overall, there's one part of design that is really unseen from, how would I describe this? You don't see or hear about it a lot in school due to the nature of it, which is enterprise software, internal tools, business to business facing tools, tools that a company use inside a company that consumer like you and I would never see. Those kind of work is going to stay for a long time because there's a core business need for that. But a lot of the design work that we see in school are consumer-facing product, which is a risky investment to begin with. So they might have a product, but 5 years from now, it dies. So I will leave it at that for now. Grad school is expensive. Undergrad have full ride. Don't have research published. If you do 3 internships, you can get a grad in a year as well. So Vignesh, I would say if you have to choose, or if I have to choose, I cannot really speak for you, but from my experience, if I have to choose school, internship, I will pick internships first. But if I have to do them together, I can also do them internship first and then school. If with those 3 internships it already get me to a return offer or a job, then maybe I don't even need grad school. So there's a way to sequence it and look at it a different way. Your school is not like top school like GT or CNU. It doesn't matter that much the school that you come from, even with or without degree, because your portfolio is what matters. I have hired 2 interns before in the past summer. We jumped straight to their portfolio as the first evaluation or gate or screening from a design team. We don't even look at their resume. We just go to this portfolio, and we found out neither of them are design major, but they have good portfolio, they have good work, they passed the interview, we hired them, they did good work at a company. It all worked out well. So let me see. Please make an in-depth video. Yes, we'll do. Thanks for the reminder, Betty. Definitely send an email because I'm wondering if you are on ADP list. Mental more. Aha! ADP is another thing I need to look into. I still don't know how that works. I know it's like a mental thing that you can sign up, or I can sign up and people join. But yeah, I'll dive into it. But thanks everybody for tuning in. This video will be on YouTube, so you can review all the past histories. And yeah, I will see you all in the next live stream or my next YouTube video.